you're speaking like a lawyer, okay? And I'm tired of, I've listened to you gentlemen, okay? Let's just get down to it.
I'm not disappointed. I'm outraged.
But that's what the Constitution says.
Well,
A senator broke down a Supreme Court case in plain English and asked one lawyer after another if he had it right. 2 said yes. 1 kept dodging. By the end, he was angry about it. Hit subscribe. It helps keep videos like this coming. Here's how it played out.
Mr. Greim, am I saying your name right?
You are, Senator.
You argued the Callais case?
I did.
Okay. I'm going to tell you my understanding of the case. And then, Mr. Cox, I'm going to ask you to tell me if Mr. Greim got it right. And Mr. Chamberlain, you can chime in if you would like.
that's what justified the creation of the plan.
I don't want to have a fight. Can you just tell me? And you're smart, and I don't want to make this more complicated than it is. Tell me what he got right or wrong.
I'm telling you, what he got wrong was
No, I am.
Okay, that's the case recently where the Supreme Court said you can't use race in college admissions. Now, here's what I heard the Supreme Court say in that case. I heard the Supreme Court say, look, colleges, we're not going to get into the admissions business. That's your business. We're just telling you you can't use race as a factor to admit anybody. Is that your understanding of the case?
Basically, yes. And they did a whole 14th Amendment.
Don't try to muddy the water to make it look deep, guys. I know you're all smart. I'm just trying to get to the bottom line. Am I wrong or right?
You're right.
Okay. Now, the way I read Callais is the Supreme Court is saying, look, first of all, these are political questions. And we're not going to tell the states how to draw congressional districts. We don't want to be in that business. That's a political question. We're just saying you can't use race as a factor. Is that what they did in Callais, or am I misunderstanding it?
That's basically it. You can use it to remedy, past discrimination that you've proven. But that wasn't the case in the Callais case. The other side didn't prove it.
Well, but once again, you're muddying that water, man. Did the court, or did it not, say that you can't use race to draw a congressional district?
In most cases, you can't unless the state, the person defending the map, shows that they had to use it because there was a showing of immediately past intentional discrimination, that they had to use race to unwind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me whether he got it right, Mr. Cox.
Senator, quite frankly, the defense of the Callais case is such a tortured exercise. It's
Mr.
difficult.
Cox, I don't want to hear.
So I'm going
lecture.
to tell you what
I want you to answer
SFFA, how
my question.
SFFA applies to Callais.
Did he get it right, or
He did not get it
wrong?
right.
No, you're speaking like a lawyer, okay? And I'm tired of, I've listened to you gentlemen, okay? Let's just get down to it. Mr. Chamberlain, tell me what Mr. Greim got right or wrong.
He got it all right. You think I'm really going to tell the guy who argued and won Callais that he didn't understand what he was arguing?
Okay.
Sorry, no, I'm totally respectful. Yeah, obviously, I think he's got a good handle on it.
I understand that, Mr. Cox. I don't mean to be rude, the importance of precedent and all that. But didn't the Supreme Court say, except in very narrow circumstances, you just can't use race to help a person, and you can't use race to harm a person? And that includes in drawing congressional districts.
In answering that question, I'm going to tell you that the Robinson Court, which gave rise to the district that was challenged in Callais, said that there was a violation of the Voting Rights Act, that it was required to draw a district or draw a redistricting plan that satisfied the Voting Rights Act, that allowed African Americans to elect candidates of choice.
You don't want to answer
that's
my
what was
question,
challenged.
do you, Mr. Cox?
I'm answering your question.
No, you're not.
Maybe an answer that you don't like and my colleagues don't.
No,
like,
you're not.
But I'm answering
you're
your
not.
question.
You're giving us another lecture, and this is not a common law class. Tell me in simple terms, is that not what the court said? I'm about out of time. I can see, no disrespect, Mr. Cox, but you're not answering any of my questions. And I know you're disappointed in the decision. But let me put it another way. Do you think race should be used to help a person?
I don't understand that question. Race should be
Sure you
used
do.
to help
Do you
a
think
person?
race should be used to help a person?
I believe that if there is a racial violation of the law, that race discrimination, I believe a remedy that's race conscious can be required, yes.
Do you think race should be used to harm a person?
I don't really understand what that
No,
question
I didn't
means.
think you would. Mr. Chamberlain, do you think it's fair in America to use race to help a person at the expense of other races?
No.
Do you think it's fair in America to use race to hurt another person?
No.
How about you, Mr. Greim?
Absolutely not. Race should not be used to help or hurt an individual.
And no disrespect to Mr. Cox, he's very bright, I can see that. And I've been where you've been. You know, when you get in front of a court of appeal and you're losing, you want to kind of obfuscate. I get it. But that to me is what the court's saying here in all these cases. We're not going to try to run your business, not in the college admissions, not in drawn districts, but you can't use race, period. End of discussion. And I think that's what the Constitution says and what most Americans support. I know you're disappointed, Mr. Cox.
I'm not disappointed, I'm outraged.
But that's what the Constitution says.
Well, can I add one more thing that's
Sure.
not quite exactly addressing what you asked? I do think there's a role for a co-equal branch of government, Congress, to make its own determination regarding how it wants its laws enforced. And I would urge this Congress to reconsider Callais in that light.
Yeah, but you and I are both aware that the United States Supreme Court has full authority to pass on the constitutionality of a statute. Come on, you know that. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
If Mobile versus Bolden is any example of what can and can't happen, this Congress can take a look at Callais and say, actually, you got it wrong. And you actually didn't interpret what we intended in 1982 correctly.
The problem with your argument is, I don't think race should be used to help a person because of his race. And I don't think race should be used to harm a person because of his or her race. And I think that's what most Americans believe.
And
Now, if you don't believe the opposite, and you clearly do, this is America. You can believe what you want. But the Supreme Court is deciding these cases.
I hear
and
you.
saying race is off the table.
I hear you. And I believe as a civil rights lawyer that if you find a violation based on race, you need to craft a remedy that addresses that.
All right, citizens, let me break this down. Kennedy laid out the ruling in plain English. No jargon, no dressing it up. And the guy who actually argued the case, Ed Greim, said he had it right. Kennedy asked a simple question. Cox gave him a lecture. Kennedy called it exactly what it was, lawyer speak instead of an answer. And Cox got heated. Same question. 3 different witnesses. 2 gave a clean no. 1 couldn't even confirm he understood the question. Should race ever be used as a factor in drawing congressional districts? Yes or no? Drop it below.